Okay, thanks for making some time to learn about SnowSelect, Snowflake, and Salesforce Marketing Cloud married for marketers. This video is intended for stakeholders that are on the Snowflake end of the equation. So these are, they might be someone who owns or is responsible for the data sitting in the Snowflake data warehouse, and they're looking for ways to increase the adoption of that platform that they've invested in. So how does Snowflake do that, and how can we further explain from the marketer's perspective why we might be able to help with that? So if you've got a Snowflake data warehouse and you're always looking for internal stakeholders to adopt and increase the utilization of that environment, we know that one of the biggest stakeholders for that is marketing, which is what we're focused on. Of course, there's other areas such as service and finance. Marketing, like these other verticals within the business, they expect business-friendly data tools in order to access what's in that Snowflake environment. Of course, you might have data scientists or business intelligence users that do you know how to write SQL? Do you know how to get value out of a warehouse like Snowflake? But that isn't always the case. Marketers have large teams that are executing triggered and journey-based campaigns using tools like Salesforce every day. And that's a huge cohort of users that could be getting additional value from Snowflake if they have the right intermediary tools to do that. So SnowSelect is exactly that business-friendly middle layer between the Snowflake data warehouse and their existing marketing tools within the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So what does that mean? What does that look like from a Salesforce perspective? So if you're watching this and you're on the data warehousing camp, you may not have ever logged into Salesforce Marketing Cloud. This is what it looks like. It's a gigantic suite of sub-modules from heavy focus on email to the web channel, interacting with the social channels. There's also a big push these days and lots of activity around journey building. And so journey building, this is probably one of the strongest parts of the Salesforce Marketing Cloud suite right now. This is where you're interactively dragging and dropping different conditions into this canvas here to define customer journeys with multiple touch points, whether it be email, SMS, or other channels. Industry leading tool, very powerful. However, one of the challenges with working for this for marketers is they can have a lot of autonomy and work with this tool independent of IT or data warehousing stakeholders, as long as the data is already there. And so what's offered within Salesforce Marketing Cloud to help manage this is you have this data designer, and this is where you're designing your contact. And at first glance, this looks quite powerful, and it is. So if you click on one of these, you do get one big warning. I'll get into why that's there. You've got something that looks like it's straight out of an ETL tool or something like that you'd expect on the data side. So this is quite powerful, but it comes with a number of limitations that prevent it really being useful for those end users that I mentioned, so that large swath of campaign analysts that are responsible for building campaigns. In here you can define the different joins and the different data types that are in here to extend the data model that's available to Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Challenge is any changes that you make here, they only take effect 24 hours later, and it's not really intended for the use of by those campaign analysts. This is really more of a Salesforce Marketing Cloud administrator tool. That's why we had that warning message a moment ago. It's really something that you're not typically changing that frequently. So it would be typically a change that's being made as part of a large project that has enhanced the type of campaigns that users are executing, and you might be involved already from a data warehousing perspective in those projects. So you're saying, well, we've got a whole new category of data coming in. We need it to be relatively fresh, in this case 24 hours old, and you might have already supported that project. So this still has its place. This is valuable, but it doesn't really allow those campaign analysts on the marketing side to really access the full data that's available in Snowflake easily without asking an administrator to change this, without having to wait 24 hours, without having to coordinate with their peers in terms of what data exactly they need. With SnowSelect, we're allowing the queries to be made directly on Snowflake and passed seamlessly into Salesforce Marketing Cloud without using this interface. And that can be, a very spur of the moment type query that happens that might only be applicable for one journey or one campaign that a user is working with. So briefly, what you can expect from SnowSelect in a nutshell here is it is a web-based graphic interface here for pulling in Snowflake data. So we're querying directly from your live Snowflake environment. And we've got an out-of-the-box method for pushing to what we call data extensions in Salesforce Marketing Cloud. And there's a very low amount of latency for this. And so in addition to having users write SQL, which, there's some power users, some campaign analysts that might have that skill set in a limited capacity. What we found is critical is to be able to empower those more advanced campaign analysts to be able to use, or less advanced ones, I should say, a point and click interface for doing this. So this is an example of me doing a basic type of query building here. So you can do things like having additional rules that I'm adding, or there could be a subgrouping that's happening here. So I'm able to add subgroups there. So I'm pulling directly from the Snowflake schema, and I'm building my business rules in a graphic, low-code fashion here. And then I'm correspondingly going over to this additional process box here, and I'm saying, well, where is this landing within the Salesforce Marketing Cloud environment? So I'm able to name the extension. So this is the new extension. So in other words, what's happening is if there's some type of new requirement, which happens all the time in marketing, and they're looking to be able to react to that opportunity or that insight, they're able to pull the most current, the fresh data from Snowflake and get it into their environment without IT intervention, and it's doing this in an elegant way. So that's the 30-second look at what SnowSelect does. If it sounds like it's something that you'd like to explore further, this is where to reach us. So we're at snowselect.io, and please reach out for a customized demo, which will be delivered by our Snowflake and Salesforce Marketing Cloud experts.